Uh-oh. I was summoned to the playhouse where this Singer 107W1 is sitting. And after doing very well, sewing a new sail for the sailboat, doing some other work, it just stopped sewing. This was right after a needle broke. So there's the needle. The feed dogs are moving, but it's not picking up a thread, and that is because, you see in there? The hook is not moving. That is because the belt is missing. So I guess with a machine that's 100 years old, this one, I'm told anyway, it's got a really low number on it, that, they just don't make them like they used to. It's 100 years old, and now is the first time ever it's getting taken apart to replace this belt. It's a little bit rotten. It broke, and then I gave it a little tug and it broke again. It just so happens I have another one of these machines that I put a rubber belt on, and the rubber belt really binds it up. It doesn't hardly move at all. And I purchased this belt. This one says on it, Singer 107W1, 35 links. And I thought I was buying a new belt from Australia when I ordered this off eBay, but actually the package came from India. So, with that said, I'm going to put this belt on this machine. And this is the first time this machine's ever had a belt change. So let me set up the tripod here. Alright, so first things first. The motor is off, and I will remove this belt. That's all I gotta do is stuff it down there. This is an L3 belt. I got it from Granger's. It's only a few bucks. Then I gotta take this thing out. This knob right here adjusts the thread, the stitches per inch. Now I rotate this around. See how this spins? So nice and smooth. Alright. Now there's a screw down here. I will use my new Kleins. I want the largest screwdriver that'll fit in there, which is this one. Why? Because a smaller screwdriver can mess things up. So let's see. Is that the only one? Looks like there's another one here under the gunk. Bunch of gunk in here. Now when I got this had a leather treadle belt. All that gunk. And it's probably bits of rotten leather right here. Lots of bits of rotten leather. Here she comes. Alright. Let me put this back in a little bit so I don't lose it. Nice and clean still. Bunch of thread wrapped around here. What do we got? Looks like thread from a suit. I bet you this was in a tailor shop somewhere. My other machine did everything in the factory. Now this guy right here has to come out, this bushing. Once this bushing is out, the belt goes right on. Super easy. Trouble is getting this belt out. Now there's a hole in it right here. This had a wick stuck in it. And you can stick something in here and pound it in and pry this out, which I don't recommend. Or you can put a nut and a bolt through here, a bolt in and a nut on the back, and use a slide hammer, which is what I'm hoping to do. But looking for the most delicate way to get this apart. Maybe it'll just pry right out. Who knows? Oh, there's a screw here. Gotta get this one out. The other machine, when I took this out, it was really tight. Needed some pounding. This one maybe not. Maybe a little prying will work. Let's see what happens. Hey, look at that. It moves. Incredible. All right. That in there. Here's a pile of goo I just took out. Let's see what that looks like. I'm sure I could break something that way. Not interested in doing that. Nothing. Alright, I was going to use a slide hammer, but this comes out really easy. And I have a thinner piece of brass someplace around here. Here it is. Maybe I could just tap it out right now. Nah, I'm going to dent it. This metal is a soft iron, and it dents very easily. It's a soft iron and it holds its lubrication well. So I'm going to get a bearing separator and then I'll be back. Alright, maybe now is a good time to have a look at this machine, since I have to work on this end a little bit before I pop the bearing out. This is a belt from my other machine that I took off because I thought I ruined it, and I don't want to put it back on. It's got some defects, but it's still serviceable. This is the one that came off of here. You can see it's much darker, and actually the cotton threads are pretty rotten. After it broke, I was able to just give it a little tug and this piece popped right off. Alright, so here's the new chain, or belt. Actually, a chain wouldn't be a bad idea. Imagine a bicycle chain. Okay, this is a Singer 107 W1. .35 links. Take that label off. and I'll compare it to this one. They're about the same. Now the cotton on this looks like a coarser, heavier thread. And this one's a little bit lighter. So what do we got here? I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 threads. And here I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, so a little bit fatter, a little coarser, and again, Singer. It looked like a Singer label on it, but from India. Now they say you got to soak this in water or dampen it anyway. So let me put that right in here for a couple of minutes and take this front apart. Okay, let's start with this right here. That comes off. Okay, here's the zigzag mechanism. If I push this all the way in and crank it, you can see how it pivots right here. See that? So the needle is not perfectly straight. It's at an angle this way, then at an angle that way, which is perfectly fine. So let's see, this little thing can come off, this little cover. This one can come up next. These screws, the whole machine is Singer special screws. So if you lose a screw, you're not going down to your hardware store to get one. You have to find a Singer dealer, and maybe, just maybe, he has one. I was lucky I found a guy on the industrial forum, and I was able to get a couple of screws that I needed. I'm taking this apart because I want to see the timing. I don't want to adjust anything, I just want the timing right. So this is going to have to be up against the hook right there, and like that about. And if I can get the cog belt on like that, then I'm good. Alright, come around this side again. Alright, I'm back, and I have the bearing separator. And this guy is going to go on here. And this tool is used and abused. These bolts are bent, as you can see. But it shouldn't matter. I mean, I'm not really putting anything to the test here. It's already been to the test. It kind of failed. Alright, so I want this in a spot where I can beat on it. So I guess right there is good. Don't want to beat on it too badly. Alright. This one probably. Okay, let's see if she does anything. coming. A little tighter. There it is. All right, let's get this apart. Yeah. Not bad. This is felt. A wad of felt. That was in there. And I left a couple of marks. Nothing terrible. I'm pretty sure, let's see the set screw mark. Only one. I'm pretty sure this is the first time this has been out since Bridgeport. And that was a long, long time ago. Alright, no real damage. The shaft has its original polish marks on it. This is great. Alright. Okay, let's see if this thing's soaked up anything yet. I wonder if there's any debate on whether these clips go up or down. The original belt, these are really perfect. This belt, they're all like all over the place. But this is the polished part. This is the dull part. This belt, that's the polished part. This is a duller part. Alright, so stretchy. All right, let's see. Not as stretchy as the rubber ones, though. If I do mess up the timing, these are the screws right here that fixes it. All right, this is tedium. Let me turn you off for a minute and I'll get back when it's on. All right, I got that belt on. There she is. It's pretty tight. It's not as tight as the rubber ones though. And I got it lined up so that it's the hook is lined up so I don't have to adjust anything. Everything stays the way it was, which was perfect. It was in perfect alignment, sewing perfect stitches, never missed a beat. And I cleaned this up a little bit. I took a file and I did end up putting a couple of marks on it with that bearing puller and tapping it. But hopefully, if this belt lasts half as long as the other belt, the one I just took off, the one that broke, if it lasts half as long as that one did, it'll be what? 2070. And if there's anyone left on the planet in 2070 and they take this apart and see that it's nicked, you know what? I'm sorry. Didn't mean to do it. Okay, that should go right in. Right about like that. Now, yeah, this isn't good. How about this one? Nice nylon or rubber, your choice. It's in. You're only scarring a little bit on the edge right there. Not as bad as my other machine. Now this thing here is the oil wicking. It's like a candle wick. I was using chunks of felt for other machines, but I'm putting this one back. And this goes in a hole at the top of this bearing and supplies oil. Keeps everything wet and nice. And the guy at the sewing machine, well, the flag making company that I got my other machine from, had a guy who would come around on the weekends when the place was closed and oil up the machines. So the machines got oiled once a week, which is pretty interesting, I think. Okay, that smaller Klein screwdriver ended up someplace. Where the heck did it go? Oh, here it is. All right, this gets tightened up. See, it rotated a little bit when I tightened it up. That's good. I only want it snug because I want to be able to take it out again one day. All right, that's in there. The wheel. The wheel looks pretty good. Some people like to polish this up to a high shine. It'd be fun, maybe. There's some crap right here. Look at this. Get that crap out of there. It's one screw. Where's the other one? Is that it? Okay, that went straight down. Straight down like so. Okay. Alright, I gotta rotate this a half a turn. Okay, now it's straight up. It's this one, it's this one. This one goes on right here. This likes the larger of the smaller glinds, this one. Okay, I'm missing one. This one right here, there it is. Nice and snug. Nice and snug. Can't replace the screws, so you got to be really, really careful with them. All right, now the micrometer adjustment goes in. And get a little sewing machine oil on this part right here. And here, and here. Okay, all the way in for the biggest stitch. Okay, and the belt. I can put the belt on now, I think. This machine's got a servo motor from Sailrite. And I have another machine with one from Amazon. And to tell you the truth, I can't tell you which one I like better. Well, maybe I could, but I'm not gonna. Because I really like Sailrite as a company. All right. Okay, I'm gonna move you around to the other side. Have a look. All right, that looks like a good angle right there. Zoom in a little right there. Right there. Okay. All right, here we got. The needle goes down, 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 and it starts to come up, 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 up. About 2.5 millimeters, and it meets the point right there. So I think I got it. So I'm not even going to waste any time trying to prove it. I'm just going to put this back together and put a bobbin in it. Let me do that first. All right, I'll do that right now. So there's a bobbin. This is one I got from China. They all are coming through like this. I'll show you this right here. I don't know if you can see the little spring. It's a piece of spring steel inside the bobbin case that keeps this thing from spinning free. I don't know if that's a problem anyway, but I like to do these this way. So the string goes across, the thread goes across, and it hooks, and then you pull it. And this, I have to say, this is V69 thread, and it's a little bit tight in the bobbin case. I have to say, it's a little bit too tight, but this, you just have to reach underneath and snap it in. All right, so let's get this plate on. Nothing should be out of adjustment. All I did was take it off. I should just go right on here like so. And this one like so. And these screws, here they are. All four of them. All four of them. The screwdriver's kind of long, but I only ever make these snug. I don't know if you can hear the sounds in this room, but here in the playhouse, there's a bird's nest down on a shelf in the back over by the shuffleboard table. And there's a leaky faucet right over here that's just dripping away. Drip, 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 drip. But such is life. I'm not complaining. really isn't the best screwdriver for this thing, but you know what? It's what's in my hand. This one's actually better. So yeah, I did have to work on that belt a little bit. I had to stretch it and work it, and it took a couple of minutes. It wouldn't have been good video to see that. So the spring should be back like this, and a thumb out here so you can get a good grip on it. Okay, now to rethread the machine. Let's see, we're using the skinny thread up here, the V69. This goes up over here. This comes off of here. And goes through. Through, I hope you can see because I got the light kind of set up in my eyes. This way. This way, that way. You only really have to do two, but okay. This is a new tensioner right here. It doesn't really like to play ball yet. Anyway, it's learning. Why doesn't this want to go on? It goes on like that. Like that. It's on, but it's not through here. Around, around, around. Can't see, you can't see. All right. There we go. All the way up. Hook it. Then back down. There, that's it. All right. Really helps when you can see. Arm up so I can get it in there good. Right through here. Back down through here. It's got this little arm right here that goes up and down. Rides on the thread. I don't know what the heck that's there for. It's got this guide right here. It's got another guide right there. And then the needle is in correctly. And then this goes right through the needle hole. Like so. It's a pretty big needle. I think it's a number 19. And now to test. Is it going to pick up a thread? Let's have a look. Nope, not yet. Not that time. It did. Yes, there it is. Okay. All right. Threads are out. Now we put on the motor. I have it set for straight stitch and long. And here's a piece of fabric. And I'm going to fold it in half. Put it right here. See what happens. All right, motor on. Hey, not bad. All right, come down and let me put this on big zigzag. Let's see what happens in big zigzag. They say if it's going to have a problem, it'll have it in max zigzag. Anything? Wow, not bad. Stitches look bigger for some reason. All right, there it is. She's fixed. I'll get my girlfriend. She can finish her project. Anyway, the belt that was on here, I strongly suggest, if you got these old machines and you have to change the belt, just do it. All right. Boy, that was messed up. What I meant to say is if you're gonna change a belt like this on an old machine, get a cotton belt like this one. You'll be so much happier with it. These belts work so well. Everything spins nice and free. No worries. They last a long time, 100 years. If this lasts 50, that's amazing. So if it lasts 20 years, it's amazing. You know, but there it is. And you know, 110 bucks for a belt, 150 for the machine. So I'm into it for $260 for this. What's better? I don't know. This is the best.